Hey all, welcome to Homeschool, and we are with class 8th first science chapter, that is crop production and management, where we started discussing about the steps involved in crop production. We discussed till irrigation step, isn't it, in my previous video. And in today's video I am going to talk about removal of weeds and harvesting as well as storage. So the remaining three steps of crop production is going to be completed in this video. So let us not waste our time, quickly go to the step weed removal. Weed removal or removal of weeds. First, let us try to understand what do you mean by this weed. So, weed is unwanted plant that may grow naturally along with the crop plants. Okay, say when you see a maize crop or a sugarcane crop, you would see many other plants that can grow along with maize and sugarcane plants. Actually, these plants interfere with the growth of crop plants, right? And they take away the nutrients from the soil, and they interfere with light, they interfere with water. They will also take away little amount of water, and there will not be enough space between one crop plant and another crop plant. So they interfere with space also. Say they are like competitors for actual crop plants, isn't it? So these competitors has to be removed. That is more safer thing for the plants to grow in a healthy way. So these unwanted plants, okay, let me write the definition here. The unwanted plants, the unwanted plants that may grow, that may grow naturally, naturally along with crop, along with crop is called weed. Okay, so this unwanted plant is called weed. So they are like competitors, they are like competitors for crop plants, right? So they interfere with space, they interfere with light, they interfere with water, and they may take lots of nutrients from the soil. That way they will harm the other plants that existed, right? And they are very harmful for, they are actually harmful for the human beings, harmful for certain animals and human beings. Okay, so the animals which are roaming around the crop, or the human beings who are staying around the crop may also suffer from these weeds. Some of the weeds are really very dangerous, so it's a necessary thing to remove such weeds, right? Okay, and now I'm talking about one more word here called weeding. So what is this weeding? Process of removal of weeds is called weeding. Okay, say I am doing weeding now means what? I'm going to remove the weeds from the crop is called weeding, right? So process of removal of weeds is called weeding. Okay, so which are the ways of weeding? So how do you remove? By what methods you remove the weeds? Say, how do you remove weeds? Say, there are various methods of removal of weeds. So those methods I'm mentioning here. You can remove with the help of certain instrument called ploughing instrument. You can use any ploughing instrument. Okay, say usually when you prepare a soil for sowing itself, you will have to remove the weeds that are present on a particular land. So with what instruments you will remove such weeds before sowing? It is with ploughing instruments. Okay, and it can be removed with the instrument like kurpi. Okay, say with the instrument like kurpi just looks like a sickle. It's a sharp instrument using which we can remove the weeds, right? Instrument like kurpi and seed drill. You can also use the seed drill. Say when you use a seed drill for sowing seeds, seed drill not only helps in sowing seeds, but also it helps in removal of the weeds. Okay, so you can use these instruments, or you can also use weedicides. Weedicides. Weedicides are nothing but chemicals. These are some chemicals that kills only weeds, not the crop plants. Okay, so this weedicides is not harmful for crop plants. It will only kill the dangerous weeds that are growing in between the crop plants. Clear? So one of the best example for weedicide is 2,4-D. Okay, we have a chemical called 2,4-D. Right? Say 2,4-D means dichlorophenyl acetic acid. Say about the names of chemicals you will study in much higher level. Now no need to remember the entire name. Just for your knowledge, I'm telling you 2,4-D. D means dichlorophenyl acetic acid. Okay, so this is one of the best herbicide. I mean, it is one such weedicide which can remove herb like weeds that are growing along with crop plants. Okay, so I think this is the most important and very much necessary step to be followed in crop production, right? Okay, now let us go for the very important step, that is harvesting. See guys, harvesting is really a very important step in crop production, because farmers would have struggled months together to grow healthy plants, right, which are bearing the food grains finally, and it's a time to collect all the food grains, right? And this collection process, this cutting of crop to collect the food grains is called as harvesting. So what is harvesting here? Cutting off crop after it is mature. So how do you know that it is mature? You will see with your eyes the seed formation, and seed is becoming mature. The seed in the sense the food grain getting bigger and bigger, and it's getting mature, right? So at that point of time you have to cut the plant and collect the seed grains, and such a process we are calling it as harvesting. Okay, so how do the farmers do harvesting? Harvesting long back they used to do it manually with the help of an instrument called sickle. Okay, so here harvesting can be done. This particular harvesting, can be done by two methods. It can be done by two methods. Okay, what are the two methods? One is manually. That means man with his own hands he can cut the plants with the help of sickle, the instrument called sickle. Okay, say how does a sickle look like? It will have a wooden thing and a sharp knife in this particular shape. This is what we hold the sickle, and they keep cutting the plants. This you must have observed, right? In the rural areas, holding a sickle and cutting the plants. This is one way of harvesting, one way of cutting plants and collecting the seeds. Okay, the other way is using harvester. So what do you mean by harvester? It is a machine. It is a machine which is used for cutting crop plants, for cutting crop. Okay, say this is the most common method if you have a large piece of a land, when we have to cut acres of land, and then a man holding a sickle and cutting it takes lot of time, and this requires a lot of manpower, lots of energy, and it takes lots of time to hold a sickle and cut. But if you use a machine like harvester, it's much easier to do a harvesting, and it saves lots of energy, lots of time, and you can cut the large piece of land within a short time, right? So this is all about harvester and cutting using a sickle. And now we have to learn one more word called threshing. So what do you mean by this? threshing. Say after you cut the plant, you have to separate that seed grain, the food grain from the chaff in the sense remaining part of the plant, right? Say it's not the plant that you want, it is the food grain that you want, right? So that food grain have to be separated from remaining part of the plant. So that separation process we will call it as threshing. So what is threshing? It is a process of separating grain seeds from chaff. Okay, so what do you mean by chaff? Chaff is the remaining part of a plant body. Okay, say from that plant body you have to separate that food grains. That process we will call it as threshing. Threshing can be done by two ways. It can be done by two ways of threshing. Okay, so this is what you have to understand carefully. There are two ways of threshing. One is by using a machine, a big machine called combine. Okay, using a combine. Say if you have a large piece of a land, you can use a machine, and this combine is a machine which can cut the plant as well as it can separate that grain seed from chaff. Okay, so two processes can be done with a single machine. That machine is a combine. Okay, and the second one is by winnowing. We will do something called winnowing. You must have observed this in village areas, right? When people have a very little of land, they can't go for a machine because it's too much expensive, right? Instead of that, they will go for a process called winnowing. So let us observe this winnowing as well as combine way of harvesting with the help of a beautiful visual.
Guys, this is what the machinery, we will call it as combine. You can observe here big machine which has got a blade. This is a blade which cuts the crop, and grains are collected here, and the waste thing, whatever the chaff that you get, which is a waste, it will come through this particular end. And these grains you can collect with this long instrument that is connected to this, right? So now you can observe how the harvesting is taking place with the help of this machine. Okay, so this is what the information, different informations about this particular machine. That's it, nothing much about these particular terms, right? You can observe, see the way it is cutting, see the blades with which it cuts the crop. You can observe here very clearly. See, as it cuts the crop, grains are collected here, and the waste is coming from backside. See, the grains are collected into a truck, right? See, cutting some information. See the way it is cutting, right? You can see very clearly here the way it cuts and the way it is getting collected, all the grains, and from backside the chaff comes outside, right? So you can see how it is getting collected. So that's all about the combine, okay, where the cutting as well as separating chaff from grain is also taking place within a single machine. That's what we call combine. Threshing and harvesting is taking place in a single machine, using a single machine. So that's all about harvesting with the help of combine. Look at the winnowing, guys. See, winnowing is something like this, where you are separating the lighter and waste particles from food grains. See, backside there is a fan, and she is blowing that particular food grains where the lighter particles and the different forms of dust will go away, right? Say this process you must have observed in the villages, right? So this process itself we will call it as winnowing. Right? See? The lighter and waste particles, the chaff, whatever is there with food grains, everything will get separated when you do something like this. So this process is called winnowing.
Hope you enjoyed the videos on harvesting techniques, right? You understood how the harvesting can take place with the help of the instrument like, I mean, the big machine like combine, and you understood the method of winnowing, right? And now I am with the last step of food production, that is storage. So let us discuss everything about storage, right? See, farmer would have struggled all the way from soil preparation till harvesting, right? And it is to get the food in a healthy way. Fine. And he should store the food for so many days because he has to use that food in a long run, or he has to sell the particular crop, whatever he has grown, right? Say, storing is very important because you know what? And storing is quite a challenging thing for a farmer also. If the seeds are moist, I mean, if there is any moisture content in a seed or a food grain, you know what, it will get attacked by microorganisms like fungus and bacteria, and that grains may spoil in the future, right? So definitely before storing food should get completely dry. That's the reason you must have observed the paddy fields after harvesting paddy, they will keep it under sun for 1 or 2 days because the paddy must completely dry it. There should not be any moisture, right? If any moisture is there, definitely it will get spoiled by the microorganisms. Its quality will get decreased, and you can't consume it in a healthy way, right? So that's the reason the food grains must completely get dried up before you store it. And how do you store the food here? And here actually the food grains are filled up in a small gunny bags or in a small plastic containers. Okay, it can be stored. Say the food grains are stored in gunny bags or some containers. Okay, some plastic containers, non-reactive containers you can use for storing this food. And if you have to store many gunny bags in one place, then it is always stored in silos and granaries. So what do you mean by silos and granaries? Say granaries or silos are nothing but big godowns. Okay, say big godowns or godown like structure where many gunny bags of the food or many containers of the food can be stored, right? And when you store them in silos and granaries, you should take care of various pests. There can be lots of rats or rodents, and these kinds of pests will harm, they will damage these gunny bags or containers. So you have to keep on saving this particular gunny bags from these particular pests. So all that necessary things have to be taken when you store the foods in big godowns like silos and granaries. Okay, so these are a big storage units. That's it. They are nothing. They are the big storage units that are used for storing food. Clear? So that's all about the storage. So these are the 7 steps that has to be taken care of properly in food production to get maximum yield and to get maximum benefit from cropping. Clear? Fine. And now last but very important, we are going to learn something about animal husbandry. Animal husbandry. So what do you mean by animal husbandry? You know what? Now that we understood, we get our food from plants. Okay. So can't we get our food from animals also? So can you tell me how do you get your milk? How do you get your milk? You get the milk from animals like cow, buffalo, right? Buffalo, uh, and you know what? You can get it from goat. You can get it from camel. You know, milk is the major source of calcium that is very much essential for a human body. And are you getting milk from a plant? No, you are getting it directly from animals like cow, buffalo, goat, camel, etc. Right? And how do you get eggs? Eggs is a source of protein, right? How do you get eggs? Eggs also you get from animals like chicken, right? And how do you get meat? How do you get meat? See, the meat that you eat is also from animals. It's from goat, right? And you eat fish. Some of the coastal areas, the people do eat fish. We all know fish is very healthy for a body. It gives lots of protein and lots of different fatty acids, essential fatty acids required for a body, right? Say all these food items you get it from animals. That means you must also rear animals, right? You must also raise the animals. You should grow them and you should culture them, and finally you can draw the food from them, right? And the science of rearing animals, science of rearing in the sense production or growing of animals, okay, rearing of animals is called animal husbandry. Like you had so many steps in crop production, right? Likewise you have different steps in animal husbandry also. So science of nurturing animals, science of growing animals, maintaining them, controlling them, and getting food from them, right? And this particular science is called as animal husbandry, right? So more about animal husbandry you will study in higher classes. So I think this completes the chapter, that is crop production and crop management. Hope everybody had got enough benefit from the chapter. Say if you had got enough benefit from the chapter, if you liked all my videos on this chapter, just hit a like button and also post your opinion in a comment section. Let me know who has enjoyed the chapter the most. Thank you so much. We will meet with the second chapter, which is coming soon. And do subscribe our channel to learn the concepts in a easiest way and in a detailed way. So meet you in the next video. Thank you and all the best.